Once upon a time, there was a prince who lived a life of luxury and comfort. Despite his privileged upbringing, he always felt that something was missing in his life. He had all the material possessions he could want, but he longed for a partner to share his life with. One day, as he rode his carriage through the city on errands for his father, he caught a glimpse of a beautiful girl in the poor section. Her striking eyes captivated him, and he felt a strong pull towards her. Over the next few days, he found himself drawn back to the poor section of the city, hoping to catch another glimpse of the girl. Eventually, he had the good fortune to meet her, and they spoke at length. The prince was smitten with her, but he faced a dilemma. How could he convince her to marry him without relying on his title and position? He considered various approaches, but none seemed right. He couldn't order her to the palace, as he wanted her to choose him willingly. He couldn't show up at her door in his resplendent uniform and ask for her hand, as he wanted to be loved for who he was, not for his status. He also rejected the idea of masquerading as a peasant to win her over, as it felt dishonest. Eventually, he hit upon a plan. He would leave behind his royal role and move to her neighborhood, taking on work as a carpenter. By immersing himself in her community, he could get to know her in a natural way, share in their interests and concerns, and learn their language. In time, if she reciprocated his feelings, he would ask for her hand in marriage. Similarly, God faced a similar dilemma in his relationship with humanity. He loved us and wanted us to love him back, but he couldn't simply order us to do so. Nor could he show up in his divine glory and expect us to obey out of fear or awe. He wanted us to choose to love him freely and willingly. So, he humbled himself and became human, taking on the form of a slave. He lived among us, experiencing our joys and sorrows and speaking our language. Through his human form, he met us where we were and showed us the depth of his love. He was willing to give up his divine status to win our hearts and lead us to salvation. During Advent, we have the opportunity to respond to God's love and sacrifice. We can reflect on the profound humility and love shown by Christ's incarnation and strive to love him more deeply in return. It's a time to prepare our hearts for the coming of Christ and to deepen our relationship with him through P